So in this first module, we're going to focus on an introduction to time travel literature. This is going to be sort of an overview of some of the major concepts that come up in time travel literature. We're going to focus on two things. First, the butterfly effect. The second, the grandfather paradox. Both of those will sort of be explored a little more deeply in the two stories that you're going to read this week. Time travel literature itself is a very important part of the genre of science fiction. It's one that is very important to me, written about a lot from an academic perspective. A lot of scientists have kind of explored, debunked some of the ideas that have been presented in time travel literature, but nonetheless, the stories themselves have really created for us a new way of thinking about time, thinking about our place in time, how we sort of see it not only as a human construct, but as something that we can explore and explain in very different ways than just simply by the linear chronological forward movement of time itself. The idea of the time machine was first introduced by H.G. Wells in 1895 in his novel by the same name, The Time Machine. And that is something we are going to read this semester as well. I want to invite you to move on through this module. If you have any questions as you are moving through these assignments and starting to learn some of these concepts, if any of them seem confusing or confounding, I invite questions. This begins our discussion, so I'm not expecting anybody to be an expert at understanding these. It may raise a lot more questions for you than it does answers. And that, in essence, is the greatest thing about literature, is looking for those deeper questions that we can seek answers to in the readings. So welcome, and I invite you to venture on into these stories.